Welcome to the Waiver Wire. Waiver Wire.
Waiver Wire.
Waiver Wire.
Waiver Wire.
Waiver.
Oh, that's right.
What up? Welcome to the Waiver Wire, where fantasy
What's
players
up,
become
y'all?
fantasy legends. Holy shit!
Wow.
Football.
Yeah, what a good
Whoa.
weekend, huh?
What the fuck?
Much better games.
Yeah, especially the Super Wild Card weekend was. We had a couple of blowouts, a couple of close games, but it really wasn't. This one, every single game, as the game expired, you had a game-winning play. Absolutely incredible. We'll get into each game here, but man, I really felt like I was like. Tom Brady losing, who gives a fuck about football? But this kind of reinvigorated there's some really good young talent in that Buffalo Kansas City game. Holy shit, man. Both of those guys are so fucking good. Josh Allen, you felt so bad for him. And I mean, let's do that. Let's go backwards. Buffalo at Kansas City, the freshest on our brain.
Right,
probably the best game of the week. It definitely, it was definitely the best game of the week. I mean,
I honestly, at first it was like Buffalo lost. Oh, Buffalo won.
yeah.
Oh, Buffalo
you were
lost.
texting me, and there was no.
That's right. I
you
didn't
didn't spoil anything. I mean, I didn't care. I was gonna watch it no matter what, but I record it and I watch it on my DVR because first of all, I'm a red zone person, so you're not putting these fucking commercials in my face, okay? And I just sit there and I just fast. I honestly will go like really fast through the commercials, and then I'll put it at like. +1, so where it's like slowly fast forwarding it. It's kind of a better way to watch football because sometimes that shit it's just like, okay, yeah, and then a running play and now there's a penalty and blah 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 blah. Like it's almost better to just kind of speed it up a little bit, and then when you see like, oh shit's getting real. Like how did they score? But that's how I kind of watched that Buffalo Kansas. So when did you text me and say, oh, Buffalo won? Was it in regulation when he scored and then they came back and tied, or
I can't remember.
Yeah, there were so many changes in the game.
They scored like 25 points in the last minute and a half.
Yeah, it was unbelievable. And
I was like, when I text you at first was, all the road teams won, and then I was like, I spoke too soon.
Yeah.
And I think that was the first time, and then. I didn't, because then you had told me, so then I didn't say anything afterwards.
Man, what a crazy game! I mean, in the Tampa Bay game too, I don't understand this defensive call of prevent defense. Like it just like okay, at least in the Tyreek Hill run that he had. The guy's a cheetah, right? So I mean, I get that one.
But no,
you got beat. You all got beat by a really fast guy. I can give you that. But the one to fucking in the overtime, well, first of all, the one that they got to tie the game, that the field goal that Kansas City got to tie the game at the very end, they did the same thing where they just left the middle of the field wide open, and they let Kelsey just have. It was like I just don't get the defensive calls, and Tampa Bay too. Okay, listen, you can blitz if you want, but you can't get beat by like 20 yards. You can't let the Triple Crown winning
I could not
best
believe
receiver.
And he ran straight.
That was a straight line.
Down the middle.
And the guy was like, he's sidestepping like, should I go with it? Yeah, go with it.
Yeah, maybe.
Because all they need is a fucking field goal. You're done.
Dude, he had 189 yards or some shit.
Oh, man.
And so many plays where you're like,
yeah.
Was he that wide open?
But Josh Allen, Kansas City did a very good job with Stephon Diggs. They doubled him pretty much the entire game. They weren't going to let Stephon Diggs beat him. And Gabriel Davis went the fuck off because Josh Allen, every time Gabriel Davis would get behind a safety, Josh Allen found him. It was like twice where he got him on big touchdowns. I felt so bad for Josh Allen. I really did. I was like, this kid's so good.
There's always one of them guys, right?
He's so good. Well, no, but like, I mean, he's better than...
He's going to win some.
He'll
win some.
I see him as like a young Patrick Mahomes.
So do you think that they need a different coach? Because
I don't know
this
what
guy's
it
been
is.
to the playoffs several times, and they can't
think,
seem to win.
I think they need a real running back. No offense to Devin Singletary and Zach Moss, but Josh Allen can't be your. And don't get me wrong, the dude trucked a safety and hurt him. Did you see that?
No.
He ran a safety over, and then the safety had to leave the game. And Josh Allen got up and was like huffing and shit like, "That's right, I'm coming for you." And I think if you have a real running game and it's not Josh Allen as the running game, you see like, okay, now he can be a little more because he's got an arm. He's an incredible quarterback and he extends the play. And I'm not saying he won't run because he is a big guy. But if you had a real running back to help him out in the back, that's an interesting thing to run into. The running back side of things, if you look at Tennessee and some of these people that have really good running backs,
nobody really has. I mean,
all the running backs that we would call
of all the teams left, Joe Mixon. Well, I mean, like,
Joe Mixon did good, but
I mean, like, it was that game is really the only
best running backs that are left, right? You think
I suppose Fournette,
fantasy football wise, Jonathan Taylor, Austin Eckler, Najee Harris, some of these.
I mean,
Leonard Fournette's in here, and he had a
Zeke.
great season. Zeke's gone. I think having a great running back like Derrick Henry is a great way to get you a good regular season record and to probably be a number 1 seed and to be a strong team. But you can have Emmitt Smith all you want, but if Troy Aikman ain't there to make a couple of key passes to make the right decision, and Ryan Tannehill throwing 3 picks at the end of that game and giving Cincinnati life and letting Cincinnati.
Tennessee had like 9 sacks.
Yeah, Tennessee's defense was killer, bro. I mean, they only scored 19 points. You should win that game. Tannehill is not the guy. And I think that's the thing is that you can't, you can have a great running back all day long, but what Joe Mixon really has to do is get you like 60 yards and hopefully a touchdown when we get close in the red zone. But in reality, I need Joe Burrow to make that throw that he made to Jamar Chase. I need that at some point in the game. Just don't fuck it up for me, a la Aaron Rodgers. So we kind of talked about Buffalo, Kansas City a lot there. I don't know if there's anything else to really unpack on it.
Mahomes is really good. Tyreek Hill is really good. Travis Kelce's really good.
Wouldn't surprise me if they won the whole thing. Wouldn't surprise me if they won. If they can win this week against Cincinnati, it would not surprise me.
They got to be favored. Oh yeah, they're definitely favored.
Yeah, I think it's disrespectful too. It's really a disrespectful number. I see where they're going.
Kansas City, which gives them 3 points, which means they really are only favoring them by 4.
Yeah, but still,
I don't think it's
my man Swaggy Joey is.
I'm rooting for Cincinnati.
Fuck yeah, I'm going with it. But no, Buffalo, Kansas City, easily best game, and it came after this game, after the Tampa Bay Rams game, where as soon as the game's over, I felt like it was like, man, I need some time, which is why the recording on DVR is awesome, because I was able to like go watch something else and just like lay down and be like, God, that was awful. It killed me.
Well, it was because I was watching
Tampa
this
Bay's
game.
getting their tits kicked. It's 27-3.
Yeah, it was 27-3.
And me and Tom Brady are sitting there, and I'm fighting through the whole thing Sunday. I
kept
believe.
saying, I was like, well,
I believe.
It's not a good story if they're not behind.
Right, exactly. This is what he needs. He loves it. This is what he actually requests it. He's like, guys, if you guys can go ahead and give up at least 20, 25 is good. Get somewhere in there, because I love the comeback. And he came roaring back, man. There is always the Achilles heel to Tom Brady of if you can get to him and you can pressure him because he can't move. He's a pocket passer. And that's how you beat Peyton Manning.
Yeah, right.
That's how you beat Dan Marino.
If you can get him pressure up the middle, because that's what you don't.
Yeah.
That's what they don't like.
And his offensive line was banged up. He not only was without his starting right tackle, his backup right tackle that came in, he got hurt and went out. So they had the backup of the backup.
I mentioned that last week.
I mean,
that Tristan Wirfs missing him is going to be huge.
But hold on here, because yes, they lost the game, but again, what the fuck are you doing? Because if it goes into overtime, I got to say, Tampa Bay's winning this game. The momentum had shifted. It was on Tom's side. That when they scored on 4th and 1, I half a thought they were going to go for 2 just to fucking win the game. I thought Bruce Arians and Tom were going to be crazy right there after they scored on that.
That's what I was saying, too.
I was like, go for 2 and just fucking ice this bitch. But, Matt Stafford made a great throw. Nakumden Sue was on his ass in that last play, the throw to Cooper Kupp. And it's a great play, but if you're going to blitz, like, fuck, why would you not have guys farther back? Like, you knew that they were just going to try to kick a field goal. Like, that's all they needed. So why are you not in the deepest prevent defense with all your linebackers and your safeties? Like, they can get all this shit 10 yards from me. Who gives a fuck? Like, the Murphy bunting is like, he's like 10 yards from the line. It just didn't make any sense. The play didn't make any. I don't know why you're blitzing in general. I don't really understand the call. All you need is to get to overtime. You just need to stop.
Don't they have? Oh wait, I'm thinking of the Rams. Never mind.
But Tom Brady made an incredible throw to Mike Evans over Jalen Ramsey. He's unbelievable. Even in this beatdown that anybody else would have just, I feel like, tucked their tail in. The last 5 minutes of the game, he fucking made it a game. They should have won. If they had gone to overtime, they definitely would have won. But Matt Stafford made a great play. Cooper Kupp is legit. They went for broke too. The Rams went for broke. They traded all these Von Miller, Odell Beckham.
Maybe it works out for them.
I think it might. I mean, I could definitely write the story now that and this was their biggest hurdle for sure, right? I mean, I have to assume after this, it's got to be pretty easy for the Rams.
You would think. But
you would think. I'm not counting the Niners out.
We've been talking about the Niners defense for probably 8 weeks now,
and the Niners defense did good. Okay, so Rams, Tampa Bay. Obviously, you think this is Tom's? You think this is it?
I was getting this weird feeling from, I don't know.
Well, he talked about his family a lot. He kept saying, like, it's going to be up to my family. And it's like, oh, shit. If it's up to your family, I don't know. Because I think your family might say, hey, stop this. You're good. Yeah. But I think Brady wants to go out on top. I think he wants his retirement announcement to be on the podium getting another one. And
is his contract up?
No, I think he's still on for another year. I think they, and it's one of those weird, like, they could get out of it in the last 2 years, but he signed like a 4-year deal kind of thing. But I don't know. I think he's still under contract. Gronk is not. Chris Godwin is not.
I think it's more likely that Brady comes. Well, I don't want to say that. I was gonna say it's more likely that Brady comes back than Rodgers.
I know, bro. I think Aaron Rodgers wants to
see what he could do with a different team.
I think he goes to Pittsburgh.
Apparently, everybody does.
Yeah, I really do. It's smarter if he finds his way into Vegas. That's the smarter play. Because with Josh Jacobs. Or where?
Or Indy.
Oh, man. I know, but I think Carson Wentz is signed for.
Yeah, but how much did they pay? Did they pay him a lot?
No. But still.
It's the NFL. You can cut motherfuckers.
Indy.
To get Aaron Rodgers?
No, 100%.
I'd be like, bye.
And that makes
Carson Wentz actually probably be a really good backup.
Indianapolis will win a Super Bowl if he goes there. And I don't even like this Aaron Rodgers motherfucker. He's a loser. But Tom Brady, I think he comes back for another season. I think that they somehow find another weapon, which is probably not going to be Chris Godwin because he's going to go get paid by a bad team. But I think that they find somebody in this offseason, some free agent, somebody that really helps Brady out. I don't know who it is at this point. I'll have to see the list. But I think that they want to come play with Tom, especially if he's like, okay, this is my – he might say this is my last one.
He did say he wanted to play till he was 45, and he's 44. So I guess next season would be
He's also 45. Pretty vain, so I could see him wanting like a farewell
I could see him
farewell season
coming back.
Yeah.
I got this weird, like a different kind of like vibe.
Yeah, he seemed to be more at peace where he normally is. You know, usually after a season like this, you could see it in his eyes where he's fucking pissed. Yeah. But there was a little bit of even, you know, field goal goes up and he could be really disappointed, but he just kind of gave this shake like, all right, well, you know, it is what it is. I gave him my best. Shit, you were doing this. Let me list it. Chris Godwin is out. Antonio Brown quit. Brashard Perriman, who actually had some pretty good games, did very well for him, out. Tyler Johnson cracked his ribs in this game. He was like your third option or whatever else. And Cyril Grayson, I think is his name. He scored the walk-off on the Jets. He was out of this game. So you had Mike Evans. They were rolling Cameron Brate and O.J. Howard out there as slot receivers. I mean, he was throwing to Giovanni Bernard. I mean, there was not a lot of weapons for Tom, and he still made a hell of a game of it. It was such a push at the end. I really thought when Cam Akers fumbled that ball, I lost it. I
didn't. That's when I was working.
Oh. Well,
I saw the first half, and then
there's a fumble in the fourth quarter that Cam Akers gave up that gave them life. That gave them the reason that they scored that last touchdown. And I sent all the dogs into a heart attack. The whole neighborhood could hear me. I was very, very loud.
I would find it very hard for him that he would retire after putting up the numbers that he did.
Yeah.
And especially after I just watched all the Man in the Arenas last night.
Yeah.
Or the last three that I was missing. And one of the things that stood out was that he said, I can't see myself, he's like, there comes a time when you just can't do it anymore and you can't perform at the level that you're accustomed to performing. And at that time, it's time to hang him up. But I'm still performing at this level. So
I'm still in this shit.
That's his mindset. I would find it very
Isn't it so inspirational?
Surprising that he would stop after playing an MVP type season.
He was the MVP. Give it to bitch ass Green Bay. Give it to Aaron Rodgers. And for what? Because he threw less interceptions. My man is 44 years old, and he put up one of the craziest. I know that we have an extra game, but this was one of the craziest stat lines that anybody's ever put up as a quarterback.
I got you, bro. But we're just, I don't know that can you bring age into it?
You definitely should.
Aaron Rodgers is 38. He's an old motherfucker too, as far as football standards.
As far as football goes, I would say he's in the twilight years, right? But he's not old motherfucker.
I mean, nobody's done what Brady's doing. I get that, but don't tell me that Aaron Rodgers.
That's why he deserves it.
How many? I mean, like.
He deserves it because
we're moving on to Green Bay. I mean,
let's get to this loser. Let's get to this loser. Let's get to this fucking. This is your regular season MVP every year. This fucking guy who's a wizard against the fucking Detroit Lions and the Minnesota Vikings and the Chicago Bears, because that's who he plays 6 times a fucking year. He's a loser. He's a loser every single time he gets into the playoffs.
He can't beat San Francisco. I think he's 0-4.
0-4. And, I will say what lost this game was special teams. I mean, it was a block punt for a touchdown, and they had a blocked field goal in this game.
I didn't.
So
I should have gone back and watched these.
Yeah, like the block punt that scored, like he blocked it, scooped it up, and walked in for a touchdown. It was like it changed the game. Now
the weather was shit, right? I mean,
okay, sure, yes, okay, I hear what you're saying.
Which Aaron Rodgers
favored Rodgers has played in this fucking stadium. Yeah, Aaron Rodgers has played in this fucking stadium his whole life, and they're like, oh, it's snowing. Like they kept talking about the snow, and I'm like, this fucking guy's played here his whole career.
He should be really good at snow. He should be better than Garoppolo.
And Garoppolo just did it. I mean, he did fuck it up. Yeah. He kept throwing picks. Yeah. He kept giving them chances.
Shit they're talking about, they should fucking play Trey Lance.
Well, and I mean, it's a very here's the the couple of names that are up there is Jimmy G, Trey Lance, Aaron Rodgers. What happens for Aaron Rodgers? I think he leaves. I think they had this agreement at the beginning of the year to say we're we're going to part ways after this. I think it probably gets nasty here in the next couple of weeks.
I would hope that they just let him go, especially if they came to an agreement that they honor their fucking agreement.
I think so. I also think if you're Green Bay, fuck it. Like, why the fuck do we need this? Like, he does this every year where he just lays an egg. Like, I need somebody with a little more. You know what it is? It's the competitive drive. It's that this is the first time in 20 something years that me and you are saying this about Brady, where we're like, yeah, there was a piece. Yeah. Win or lose, there seemed to be like a piece. I kind of got that
with Rodgers too.
But you've had that every single year. He's always at peace. He doesn't care.
Right. Yeah, he doesn't.
Winning doesn't matter to him. He doesn't have that competitive drive in him.
I would be much more. I would be. Yeah, if we were betting on it, I would bet on Rodgers retiring over Brady.
His man in the arena would him just be smugly looking in a fucking camera talking about some great throw that he made he's against the Lions. He's like, yeah, you should really see this throw there. Because that's what you are. You're a great throw. Oh, wow, what a great throw. You know what? Brett Favre could throw it amazing, but he was competitive as a motherfucker, and he wanted to win. And even in the losses that you would see with Brett Favre, it bothered him. It wasn't okay. He was putting his fucking limbs out there. He was going out there with Minnesota fucking trying. Aaron Rodgers is a fucking bitch, and he's a loser.
I think Rodgers just might be ready to do something else. You know?
Well,
he's got enough money.
He's a loser. He always has been. He got lucky on that first Super Bowl that really was a
who'd they beat?
Amalgamation of
Denver? No.
The Steelers? The don't know.
I don't remember.
The Colts? No, I don't know. No, because that's not one of the ones that Peyton lost. Peyton only lost to the Seahawks.
He got stomped
by the Seahawks.
Because the Colts only went 1 year. Huh?
Yeah. But I think with San Francisco.
Oh no, the Colts lost to New Orleans.
This is maybe the most brilliant use of a quarterback that I've ever seen out of a team. This is for what they're doing with Jimmy G. We're gonna ride this till the wheels come off, and the wheels are close to coming off.
Oh yeah,
they don't give a fuck if it comes off as they stumble through if they beat the Rams and he gets hurt at the end of the Rams of the NFC Championship game. I think Kyle Shannon's gonna go, we fucking did it. Let's get the kid out there and let Jimmy G go packing. Who gives a fuck? Also, for San Francisco,
they're overachieving.
They have him on contract for another year, Jimmy G. So this makes his now I could for sure see a team giving a first round pick for Jimmy G. I could not say that going into this year. Even during the regular season, I would not have said that. I'm not saying that you get multiple first round picks, but I think you could get a first round pick for Jimmy G.
Washington, maybe.
Yeah. Carolina, Seattle, if they end up doing away with Russell Wilson. Green Bay might need something here coming up. I mean, if Green Bay wants to ride with Jordan Love, they can. But there's a couple of teams that I could see being like, yeah, I'll take Jimmy G. I mean, he's proven himself enough. Now, he does try to fuck it up, and he probably will here in this Rams game. He probably will try to fuck it up a couple of times, and it could hurt when I'm saying I don't have him over here in my top 15 anywhere. I don't have Jimmy G anywhere near that. I'm just saying for what they had this year where they win, because, dude, they traded 2 first-round picks and 2 second-round picks for Trey Lance. They moved up that far and mortgaged their future on Trey Lance. And I believe that Trey Lance is going to be really good in this offense too. First of all, this offense is ready for a good quarterback. It's ready. You got everything around you. You got young running backs that apparently can't stay healthy, but you've got a stable of them, and you'll probably continue to find those. You got the fucking man Debo.
Kittle.
Man, Debo versus Cooper Kupp in this NFC Championship game. Probably the 2 best this year. I'd say I know you're going to say Justin Jefferson and Devontae Adams, but I mean Justin Jefferson on a team that is terrible, and Devontae Adams is again on a team that's great. You're the only option for this team, but Debo Samuel and Cooper Kupp, we know that they're the number one option, and there ain't shit you can do about
I'll
it.
tell you what, though, there's a lot of good receivers in these teams left.
Yeah, you're right. Jamar Chase, Tyreek Hill. Yeah, I mean, fucking loaded.
T. Higgins.
Loaded. Odell.
Odell's
you got to
out
have
there.
receivers because you got to make these big plays. When it
Kittle,
comes to the
Kelsey,
playoffs, you need.
Higbee's been playing
Yeah,
really well.
yeah, that's true. You got to have somebody score. You got to have somebody score downfield. It can't be
Well, it's a passing league.
Yeah,
man.
you can't be like. I mean, the play to Cooper Kupp.
Which one?
Well, yeah, no shit. The plays to Cooper Kupp, the plays to Jamar Chase, the plays to Tyreek Hill. I mean, those are game changing plays, and the running backs really all you need really in the playoffs. You need somebody to get you that solid 60 to 100 yards, and that's it.
Like Cooper Kupp and these were big plays
Yeah,
too. Like
huge
that's
plays.
what kills you.
Change
the
game. Yeah,
they just hit him for fucking 55 yards and a touchdown, and it really destroys your soul.
Yeah,
they did it again.
Yep. Yeah, and I mean, I think going into next year, that's what I'm gonna change my mindset to how I draft.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck about because I also still think you need good players on good teams. Justin Jefferson was great, Najee Harris was great, but there was kind of an uncertainty because they were on bad teams. Whereas with some of these guys, Debo, Cooper Kupp, you set and locked them. You set those guys in. If Cooper Kupp, if he is not on a bye week, you put Cooper Kupp as a wide receiver and you locked it in. You didn't have to worry about it. I mean, Justin Jefferson was the same way too, but I guess I'm just saying I'm going to look for good playmaking people on good teams. That's going to be my goal. Not going for fucking, Chase Claypool's going to pull it out of his ass this year. Although, if Aaron Rodgers is his quarterback, I can't go back to the Steelers. I won't do it. Fuck you, Steelers. But no, Green Bay really laid an egg. Again, getting bounced in the...
Yeah, and San Francisco's defensive line played outstanding.
They're great. They're playing great.
And these two teams played in Week 18.
Mm-hmm. And San Francisco won.
And they came back. I think they were down 17-0 or some shit like that.
Beat them in overtime.
Just to make the playoffs. And could you imagine? Oh my god! Could you imagine San Francisco and Cincinnati in the Super Bowl?
So here's the other crazy and Rich Eisen. Shout out to Rich Eisen. I love Rich Eisen. Rich Eisen's the one that keeps bringing this up. It's a very good point. So the Super Bowl is in SoFi Stadium this year. It's in the Rams' home.
Oh, is it?
So they're like, the Rams have a chance to do what Tampa Bay did last year and play Super Bowl in their home stadium and win there. And San Francisco, in their division, now has a chance to go to SoFi, beat them in the NFC Championship game, potentially go to the Super Bowl and win a game in SoFi. And then for the next however many years that there's people that remember this game, they're going to get to come back to SoFi once a year and go, oh yeah, this is a cute little regular season game, but remember when we beat you in your house? Remember when we won a Super Bowl in your house? This isn't your house. This is our house. We won a chip here. I swam in confetti here. Like, Rich Eisen brings up a good point. Like, that is forever haunting. If that is what happens, if the Niners can pull that off,
They have
will
to be the
mentally
least
own the
favored,
Rams.
right?
What?
They have to be the least favored to win the Super Bowl.
I would guess. Well, I don't know. Maybe Cincinnati, because I mean, you've got them on a very long shot to win this game against.
That's true.
I would guess
That's
Cincinnati
true.
is.
I
would guess Cincinnati is. But San
Just because
Francisco,
of this
San Francisco's
game.
right behind him. You're right. I mean, the Rams and the Kansas City have got to be the favored. I'm assuming Kansas City is the most favored to win.
Kansas City is the most favored.
Yeah, I'm assuming. But what do you do with Jimmy G? I think one, you've got a great chance to get some trade bait. If Trey Lance is your guy,
I would think, yeah. Well, they've gone a whole season with him as the backup, and that's what they wanted to do, and they stuck to their guns.
Yeah.
He played a little bit. Well, he did play one game. He started one game, I think.
Yeah,
and he played okay.
He played okay. He's young.
So I would say that
He gives me Kyler Murray vibes because he's fast, twitch fast, and his arm is quick. He's got a quick release. So
nobody's won with these guys yet, but it's coming.
It is coming, and you're set up for success.
Yeah.
Your defense is solid. You've got weapons all around you. I mean, they go get another offensive lineman, and maybe add another running back during this draft or in free agency, and you are one of the best teams in the league. It's one of the reasons why Tom Brady went after him, because he knew San Francisco, Tampa Bay, these teams are right on the cusp of winning championships. Then Tennessee, Cincinnati's the only one that we really haven't talked about yet. And, we did talk about it a little bit. And, Derrick Henry, he got stuffed on a 4th and 1. Cincinnati, Joey Burrow, man. He's the real fucking deal. He's the real fucking deal. It's maybe a fun segue here, but I did make a top 15 of quarterbacks as I see it right now, with what just happened, with living in the moment of the weekend that we just had. I think it's hard to argue that from Sunday night's game that those two guys are the two best quarterbacks in the league.
Yeah,
I mean, and I guess I got to give it to Patrick Mahomes because he won the game and he's won a championship before. But Josh Allen is coming, man. He's coming.
Well, Josh Allen's definitely improving.
Yeah.
I was listening to, I forget who was saying it this morning, but the improvement that he's made is much more than Mahomes. But Mahomes came in already playing at a high level.
Yeah, and Mahomes set out a year. And whereas Josh Allen has played from the beginning, and maybe that did wonders for Patrick Mahomes to see the speed of the game. I think that for Trey, I think that's one of the beautiful things of doing with Trey Lance here.
I would imagine that Jimmy G's going to get traded because there's a lot of teams out there that need a quarterback.
Yeah, they'll get some picks for him.
He's in the NFC Championship game, and
what if they go to the Super Bowl and they lose? He's still a fucking asset. He's still. I took him to a Super Bowl. Yeah, twice. I've been in the Super Bowl twice.
Yeah.
So it's awesome what they're getting with Jimmy G. So then number 3, he's not done. He still had his statistical year. Number 3, Tom Brady. I mean, you can't tell me some of these other children below here are gonna be better than the man next year. There's no way. There's no way. He's ahead of all of them.
I'm not going to argue with you about Tom Brady.
He had the best stats from this year. He had the best from fantasy wise. He was the best. Number 4, I think he's proven himself. I thought
Josh Allen was the best fantasy quarterback.
Oh yeah, no, you're right. You're right. I just like to say he's the best. I just like to say.
I just was wondering.
He was for the longest.
For a lot of
the season, he stayed at the top. But that was surprising me. Josh Allen finishing with the best fantasy football numbers at the end of the year. That's what should happen. He's he's what? He's 25. He's 25. He's 20 years
260 or
he's
something.
20 years younger than this man. That's why Tom Brady's the MVP. So Tom Brady, number 3. I'm putting Joey Burrow at number 4 because if I look at the rest of these guys below here, well, Joe Burrow just kind of proved something to me in this last year. So I'm going to think going into next year, I'm going to think they're going to be, they have all these guys under contract. T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd, Jamar Chase, they're all coming back. CJ Uzma, all coming back. They've got Joe Mixon under contract. It's going to be the same Cincinnati team next year, and they'll just build shit around him. He's going to be. He's good. He's good.
He's the real deal. He's got a chance to be like the 4th person to win the Heisman, the national championship, and the Super Bowl.
Now listen, as up and down as Kansas City's season has been, a lot more up recently. A lot more up recently.
Started off.
I know.
They were turning the ball over at an alarming rate.
That turnover
in the beginning.
That turnover bug doesn't necessarily just go away.
Yes, but they've
It might
started
be there.
playing much
Well,
better.
and listen, I'm rooting for Cincinnati.
Yeah,
Obviously, you
but
see my pick
Kansas
there.
City's gonna win this game.
Yeah, I mean, I and you're right. Vegas is right. You're right. That's exactly what should happen.
I hope Cincinnati
But
wins.
I'm rooting for Cincinnati, man. Go Cincinnati. And I also think,
I think it was the
7 points is
1988
disrespectful.
Super Bowl was the Bengals versus the Niners.
Go to mybookie.com because 7 points is disrespectful. This is going to be a close game. Cincinnati's not getting blown out in this game.
I think I would probably take Cincinnati in the
field goal.
points.
Yeah. And I'm rooting for them outright, but I think 7 points
Yeah,
is
I'm with you on
disrespectful.
both of those.
I think, and then I think the Rams do get it done.
Yeah, I think the Rams, honestly,
They're probably the best team left. Honestly,
probably.
I mean, I know Kansas City is there, but defensively,
That'd be a hell of a game, Kansas City versus the Rams.
yeah, it would. It would.
Did they play in the Super Bowl once? No.
That's not who Kansas City beat. They came back and beat the 49ers.
But they played that year. That was that. Remember that? Wasn't that year that there was like a Monday night game where
Crazy
Kansas City
regular
played
season
the
game.
Rams and it was like
came down to the very
49
end.
to 51 or some shit.
Yes,
I think
you're
it
right.
was that year.
Yes, you're right.
And then the Rams ended up losing to the Rams lost.
To Tampa Bay.
That's right. No. To the Patriots.
The Rams lost to the Niners in the playoffs, though. Right?
Well, I'm talking about. Well, I think the year before.
Hey, look this up. Look this up. It's just us trying to do this with our own memory. We're just doing this with our own memory. Like, Fran Tarkenton.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
This is what they did back in the 90s.
Yeah. But no, I think the Rams should win this game. Listen, I don't really know either one of these games. To be honest with you, they should be good
you
games.
could tell me a story
Yeah,
where
on all
either
of it.
one of them. Yeah.
On San Francisco side, if you say they end up winning this game off good defense and special teams, that's what they
they're
just beat
fucking-
Green Bay
They're
at.
all over them.
Yeah. And Cincinnati, Joe Burrow fucking into the game, put some plays together, and Kansas City, couldn't figure it out. Their defense.
How about they cover fucking Tyreek Hill and shut him down and they don't know what to do.
Yeah, man. I don't know. It's going to be some good games. It's going to be some really good games. Oh wow. I completely fell off on my. We were going through top 10. Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Tom Brady, Joe Burrow. Number 5, Kyler Murray. I've got him ahead of the loser, Aaron Rodgers, because Aaron Rodgers is a loser and he only deserves to be a number 6. And Dannon can see it, but y'all can't see it. Deshaun Watson is bubbled in between 4 and 5, meaning if Deshaun Watson is playing, and yes, I see him playing next year, I just don't know where, I could see him being the number 5 ranked quarterback, Kyler Murray being 6, and Aaron Rodgers can suck it down there at number 7. Honestly, I'm probably being nice just because you're Aaron Rodgers and you make these great throws.
He's going to be the MVP.
Yeah, whatever. You're the number 6, possibly the number 7
You're
ranked
putting
quarterback.
the MVP of the league at
Am I
number
wrong?
6.
Is Kyler not? Would you not say Kyler? Is ahead of him slightly
I'd
right
rather
now?
have Aaron Rodgers than Kyler Murray.
Ooh, not starting a team right now. You wouldn't.
Not starting, but that's because he's younger.
That's because he's younger. But I mean, and that's where I guess it is. Joey Burrow and Kyler. That's the future. That's the I see the potential in both of them.
And I don't know. There's something about Kyler. He's gonna get hurt, dude. He's so small.
Yeah, I want to disrespect Aaron Rodgers. Okay, that's really what it is.
I understand.
Aaron Rodgers is a loser.
I understand.
And then Matt Stafford. I have no choice after what just happened. Maybe I'm living in the moment, but I have to assume win or lose. He's coming back next year with the Rams, and they're going to be good again. So I can't, statistically and everything else, it's hard to not just say, yeah, Matt's probably ahead of some of these guys. Now, I struggled with the next one. I really think Russell Wilson is a better quarterback than Justin Herbert and Matt Stafford. You know what? Russell Wilson, as far as talent, is number 4 on here, below Tom Brady. He's probably as good as Joe Burrow, if not better. and he's definitely better than Kyler Murray, and he's better than Aaron Rodgers. But with what just happened last season, I have to drop Russell Wilson down a little bit.
And I think that's only why, because we're coming off this season. We're like, what the fuck?
But Justin Herbert had such a great season. I mean, it was up and down, and you didn't even make your team to the playoffs, and you're a fucking loser, and I'm not going to draft you again. But I know that fantasy-wise, I know that you did good. You did
an eyeball test just watching him.
Potential's going up.
He's a good player, yes.
Yeah. Yeah. And then number 9, Russell Wilson, which again, that's purely based on what just happened. And number 10, because I know that his teams don't win, but as far as a quarterback goes that's supposed to put up numbers and touchdowns and everything else, I mean, Kirk Cousins,
Kirk Cousins is...
Okay, look at this.
Like that?
Look at this.
You like that?
If I gave you the choice of
like that?
Kirk Cousins, Lamar Jackson, or Dak Prescott?
I want Lamar.
What? Lamar can't stay healthy.
I know. That's the only problem.
And you talk about Kyler Murray's going to get hurt. Lamar wants to run the ball, and he thinks that he's Josh Allen, and he's not.
He's not. But he's so fun to watch.
And Dak Prescott is a butthole pucker. He is the butthole pucker. He's what I'm talking about. I think they just
breed him like that in fucking Dallas.
I think so.
Did you see that Sean?
Well, he's not going anywhere.
The rumor is Sean Payton's going to go to Dallas.
Yeah, well, that's not going to change. That's not going to change how bad Dallas is in the playoffs and how they just can't figure it out. Dak Prescott Sean Payton couldn't have stopped Dak Prescott from being a dumb fuck that ran an extra 10 yards that he wasn't supposed to run at the end of the game. First off, I don't know what you're running a quarterback draw for anyways. You think that in a 2-minute drive, they call a quarterback drive to Tom Brady and he goes, okay, oh yeah, a quarterback draw to get us 10 extra yards? No! He's going to go, what? Shut the fuck up. I'm throwing this to the fucking sidelines. And yeah, audible, you moron. You know what? Patrick Mahomes is saying the same thing. Josh Allen is saying the same thing. All good quarterbacks are going to look over at the sideline and go, Kellen Moore and Mike McCarthy, have you lost your fucking mind? What the fuck are you talking about? No, I'm not going to run a fucking quarterback draw. I'm gonna throw the ball to the sidelines, and we're gonna try to win this game. Oh God, Dak Prescott. Anyways, Kirk Cousins, Lamar Jackson, Dak Prescott. That's the question I ran into last night. Is that if I'm starting a team or if I need to
I might rather have Jalen Hurts than
I hear you there.
All three of them.
I hear you there.
But I don't know. He selected them too.
I know, and that's the thing. Living in the moment, I can't forget what just happened where he really did suck so
Lamar's
bad.
I guess I just want him to.
I know he's an incredible talent. He's Mike Vick. You know,
yeah, he is.
He's Michael Vick. He's incredible talent and
fun to watch.
Fun to watch.
But I like Mike Vick too.
Yeah, I know. I like Mike Vick too. But Mike never won.
Yeah,
you know, and was
neither
always hurt.
Kirk Cousins though.
Yeah, neither did Kirk Cousins. And I'm hoping that maybe with a new coach, maybe Zimmer was a problem. Maybe Minnesota can figure out this defensive woes that they seem to be in.
So do you think Kirk Cousins is better than Derek Carr? I mean, what's the difference?
The arm?
Yeah, I mean, maybe.
I mean, and also it's that
they just seem like so similar. Like
you like that is what I like about him.
Yeah.
The drive, the competitive.
But why does he have to get behind? Like, why can't
Tom Brady loves it too. I mean, that's a great story. No, I'm with you. And I think
Tom Brady's not like that. Tom Brady just
doesn't
has that ability
he has
when
that ability.
He needs it.
And
it's like fucking Kirk Cousins doesn't seem to be able to fucking play until they have to throw it every fucking down because they're behind.
I guess the real answer to your question, what's the difference between Derek Carr and Kirk Cousins? Nothing. I mean, it is kind of the same thing. I guess
they've kind of like been in the league about the same amount of time.
Maybe this list is top 15. Not only in their play, but maybe I was thinking fantasy football wise.
He's definitely a better fantasy quarterback,
wise, yes,
for sure.
Yes, but I mean, Dak and Lamar are better than him in fantasy
for sure. And so is Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, true. But it's a mixture list, and I think if Kirk
Cousins did pretty good this year.
Listen, if Kirk went to a different situation, what if he's on the Indianapolis Colts? I don't know. Maybe he makes boneheaded plays, but maybe he doesn't. What if he's on the Vegas Raiders?
He'd be like that. What if you could get? He's like the opposite of Carson Wentz. Like,
yeah. But he does throw picks though, and he does kind of fuck things up.
He's in that same category. Like, do you see him winning a Super Bowl?
Yeah, probably not.
Like on a team that doesn't have a dominant defense.
Especially because Tom's not going anywhere.
Is he good enough? Is he a good enough quarterback to be in this? I don't know. I just don't see it.
Tom's not going anywhere, and I totally understand what you're saying. So.
I'm thinking you're pretty much from Russell Wilson down. Those guys need to have a legendary defense to win a Super Bowl.
And he's saying Russell Wilson, Kirk Cousins, Lamar Jackson, Dak Prescott, Jalen Hurts. I put number 14 as Tua. And then number 15, Mac Jones. Now, I'm living very much in the moment of Mac Jones. I personally don't see it. I think that if there is any less talent than he had around him, which was not very much, but if it gets lesser than that, which it has in New England in the past, if they lose some of these people, some of this Kendrick Bourne, if Jacoby Myers isn't there, if you lose one of them and you don't have the weapons and you don't have the running backs, which I don't know why that would happen to New England, but it might. They're not a very good team. But I also believe that Belichick showed me he's a good coach this year, and he coached up a good defense and he coached up some good situational stuff, and I think they'll be able to repeat that next year, but I'm just not sold on Mac Jones. That being said, there's no Jimmy G on this list. There's a couple of Derek Carr's not on this list. There's a couple of quarterbacks that I think definitely suck, and
Trevor Lawrence
Trevor. We can't put Trevor there yet.
No, not yet. I'm not saying he should be up on this
but
list.
He might.
I'm saying
get there.
I was looking through it like to see if there's anybody out there that I'm like, well,
and everybody else is young.
Matt Ryan, maybe.
We're in, but I see that being over. I think that's
decline
over.
that he had some decline.
Roethlisberger ain't on here either. I think those guys are, and Matt Stafford and Aaron Rodgers are no spring chicken, and I think that they are also.
Russell's in his mid-30s, isn't he?
Yeah, I don't know what it is about Russell Wilson though, because and what I love about Russell Wilson is the competitive drive. He wants to win. You can tell he is motivated by it. He's very Tom Brady-esque, where it's about the work. It's about putting in the work. I mean, he's built like Kyler Murray. Like, he's not a very big guy. No. And he's out there taking shots. So,
well, one thing about Russell is that he doesn't take shots. He seems to know when
he's smart.
He takes his 7 yards and he gets down.
Yeah, but he has also gotten hurt quite frequently. I mean, he's injury prone because he's smaller, and it might be what dooms Kyler as well. Where do you think where I got Deshaun in there? You think that's right? I think he's a top 5 quarterback.
Deshaun has the talent to be on the very top of that list.
Yeah,
we just don't know because we've seen what he can do with a shitty fucking team, and we've got him there.
Yeah,
I mean, put him on fucking Kansas City. Put him on Buffalo.
Put him on Indianapolis.
Fuck.
Put him in Tennessee.
Shit. Give him fucking Julio and AJ Brown.
No. He wins a Super Bowl.
Oh God.
He goes undefeated, baby. I mean, with that defense that just sacked Joe Burrow 9 times, and all you got to do is not fuck it up the way Tannehill did. I mean,
he was. It breaks my heart.
Yeah, Deshaun is one of the best. And
breaks my heart. We finally had something.
We finally got a quarterback.
We couldn't even fucking figure it out because you gave the fucking reins to Bill O'Brien when we got it.
And now
Deshaun.
And now we're back to being another shitty team.
Just back to
yeah.
Shows you you need a quarterback. So that's why we go out and you draft a motherfucking quarterback with the third. Well, wait, probably not this year.
Not this year. Unless you see something, I'm not against.
How about with the third pick of the second round?
I don't think we knew Justin Herbert. I don't think we knew. We knew Joe Burrow and Kyler Murray, but I don't think we knew Justin Herbert, and I don't think we knew some of these guys.
But Herbert was a top 10 pick, wasn't he?
He was, yeah. But that's what I'm saying. I mean, the Chargers saw it. and they went, okay, yeah, we can do it with this. I think there's a way to
Not with a third pick though.
Well, it depends. I mean, is there one of these guys that you see it? Yeah.
But, I mean, for everything that I've heard and seen
I don't think they're out there.
about the quarterbacks coming out this year.
Well, just quickly here, I'm going to go through my way too early predictions for next year. We have no idea where quarterbacks are going to be. Aaron Rodgers could be in Pittsburgh and could change my whole AFC North. But I'm going to give you my quick little picks for who I think is going to do well next year. I think we see the only changing of the guard that I see is the AFC South. I think Indianapolis gets it done next year, and depending on who their quarterback is, but I just see them playing well again with their good defense, and I see them winning the division. Everything else is the same: Kansas City, Cincinnati, Buffalo. I think they all win the division. And then my wild card teams, I'm going to say that Tennessee is in there because they will also still be a very good team. They will battle it out with Indy all year, and they'll beat the fuck out of Houston and Jacksonville because that'll be no problem. I think New England also, again, they bounce back and they do have another good year and they have a good record and they make the playoffs again. And I'm going to go Chargers have a better year. That's probably a bit obvious as far as the AFC goes. I'd say I picked probably the favorites.
Yeah, and in all likelihood, it will
again, if the Pittsburgh Steelers are Aaron Rodgers, this is all different because I have to assume he makes them better, and they are probably a pretty good record
for sure.
Depending on where anybody moves around. If Indy has Aaron Rodgers, then they are.
Or Denver's got a solid squad.
Yeah,
if
Denver's
they can
got a
find
better
them.
team.
They got
the Raiders,
decent receivers, good running backs.
Miami seems
good
to be on the come up.
defense. Like put fucking Rodgers in.
I'm counting out Cleveland and Baltimore in this whole situation, and that might not be the case. So
again, keep Lamar healthy for a season.
Yeah. For sure. If you keep him healthy for a whole season,
keep their running back. I mean, like that.
Well, he's proven that if you keep him healthy for a whole season, you make the playoffs.
Yeah.
So then I'm wrong in this. You know? Yeah. They might even win the division. And Cincinnati
and again,
might be a wild card team.
Don't forget they lost like 9 running backs.
Yeah. J.K. Dobbins
is
Gus
a hell of a
Edwards will be back.
Yeah.
Yeah. So okay. So then down to the NFC. This is where I got a little crazy. Not so much in the NFC West. You see, I still respect it. I'm gonna say. Man, and I you see, I have all three of them. I have Arizona, San Francisco, and the Rams all making the playoffs.
We were right,
and they did. They did this year. They did this year. I think they do it again. My order is that I have Arizona winning the division, and San Francisco number 2, and the Rams number 3. Now,
falling off.
Yeah, I just see a little bit of maybe a Super Bowl slump.
Yeah,
maybe they make it to the Super Bowl. Maybe they win the Super Bowl, and maybe they just come in a little flat. Their division is no joke. They will have no matter what Seattle is, even if they lose Russell Wilson, I still think they're a competitive team.
Usually.
And I mean, it's got to be the toughest division. I don't
for sure.
It's the toughest division in the league. And Tampa Bay will have Tom Brady come back. Nothing will change there. I think Carolina will be better because they are a good young team with a good young defense. Maybe Sam Darnold stays a little more healthy. I say all that through. Yeah, I don't know. But the rest of that division, I mean, what am I looking for there? New Orleans and Atlanta. And then I'm also assuming that Aaron Rodgers is floating somewhere out here in this multiverse, right? So I'm assuming that Green Bay has Jordan Love in this. So I'm gonna see a bit of a changing of a guard where I'm gonna have Minnesota finally getting it done in this doo-doo division. I don't think they win anything, but I just think maybe they can beat Green Bay to win the division if Aaron Rodgers is not there. And then I have Philly winning the division in the NFC East because I really like the way Philly played all year. I think they are a young team, probably the youngest team. And I don't know. I like it, and I hate Dallas, so I'm not going to give you Dallas that you're going to win the division again.
Yeah, it might win the division, but again, they were the best running team in the league. So
yeah, but I think
that doesn't help you much. That doesn't get it done.
Green Bay's out of the playoffs. Obviously, if Aaron Rodgers isn't in there, I just have to assume that happens, which means somebody else from the NFC North will win that division. But then I think the rest of the playoffs it's all the same. I think Philly and Dallas both make it, and I think all the NFC West fucking make it again. So I think the playoffs stay the same. It's really Green Bay that I see kind of get the changing of the guard.
Yeah.
Kind of obvious too.
There's no way Rodgers
no
is back
stretches.
in Green Bay.
No way.
There's no fucking
No
way.
way.
He said, I am not interested in being
Either
part
he's
of a
retired
rebuild.
or he goes to a team that he thinks he can win with.
Yeah, I think he retired, yeah. I think he wants to give it one shot.
Yeah, to go be a loser somewhere else. And you know what? He'll go to Pittsburgh and he'll lose there too because you're a loser, Aaron Rodgers. And I don't want to hear it. And I know that I'm saying this on the cusp of my guy losing, but my guy's not a loser. He's won 7 rings. The records speak for the records go on and on with my guy. Speaking of man in the arena, go fuck yourself with this not having this 10th episode out. I am depending on you every Tuesday to give me my Tom Brady fix, and you took that away from me. But man, so now that you've watched the man in the arenas, okay, if you knew nothing about sports and I showed you this documentary, you were you're like, I don't watch any sports, I don't give a fuck about sports. I showed you this documentary, you'd be like, this isn't true.
Yeah.
This isn't real. There's no way that this human being exists.
Yeah.
So you made this character up named Tom Brady and you made a fake mockumentary about him. There's no way that one human being is this inspirational and has gone through this much shit in his life. It's unbelievable. Each episode is better and better and better. I love that it's on ESPN. I'm going to go on ESPN. You know how much I'm going to watch this? Carrie's already worried about it. She's like, okay, but like, I'm like, yeah, when we get home from work, I'm just going to put one on. It's gonna be the background music to my house.
I'll tell you what, though, when I watch, I'm like, I want to be a better person. Like,
yeah, you want to work out. You want to.
I'm like, this. Wait, why am I not doing this?
Yeah, why am I not?
It's all in my head.
Yeah, and he really does. He just keeps on trucking. He keeps on trucking.
Well, it's all up here.
Yep.
It means that
It's mental.
this is stronger than this,
Yeah.
and if you can master this, then this can master this no matter what.
The ones with his sisters, where they talk about how they would just fucking torture him and pick on him, but he would not give in. He would not. He would not let it shake him. He wouldn't show them that he was upset. He would just sit there and just take it and take it and take it. And I mean, he's the goat of all goats. He's the best winner of all time. Better than Jordan, better than Tiger Woods, better than Wayne Gretzky, better than Derek Jeter or any baseball player that you can bring up to me. What he's done in his tenure will never be matched. These young guys that we're looking at, think about this. Patrick Mahomes would have to keep up this pace for the next 15 years.
Yeah.
15 years. There's no way.
How about we just say maybe?
Oh yeah, well then maybe that whole fucking story.
Maybe.
And of course, he hears the story and he goes, yeah, I'm gonna let this drive me. I'm gonna let that be this fucking cool ass story that drives me always to go, yeah, maybe this is the end of the world, or maybe I win again. He's the man. But fuck you for not giving me the 10th one. But what ESPN Plus did just give me is an E60 about Barry Bonds. It's like 50 minutes long. I have not watched it yet, but I'm excited. Barry Bonds, to me, the greatest hitter of all time.
Yeah, I mean, if he hadn't have taken steroids, he'd be in the Hall of Fame.
See, and my thing with the steroids is, for every Barry Bonds, there is 10,000 single A, triple A dudes that just want to get into the MLB that are juicing up just as much as him, and they can't come close. Because no matter how much steroids they take, the hand-eye coordination that this motherfucker had to whip his hands out there.
There was a time where if you threw the ball in the zone, he would hit a home run.
The end of his career, listen, this is where he's so much better than A-Rod. He took all the backlash of all this steroid stuff, which basically crippled A-Rod and made him nowhere near the player that he ever was after that. After all the steroid stuff came out, A-Rod was never the same again. Barry Bonds heard all this steroids chatter. End of his career, he has no cartilage in his knees. He walked up to the plate. You either walked him, he struck out, or he hit a fucking home run, or he hit a ball that was supposed to be a double or a single because it went so far, but he just had to walk to first and be like, all right, somebody come in here and help me out here. But I mean, he was the best hitter of all time.
Yeah.
I don't care. I mean,
Well, I think Clemens and Bonds should be in.
Clemens is the best pitcher of all time. Look how long Clemens did it for, and how good he was the entire time. I mean,
Nolan Ryan is the best pitcher of all
well,
time.
I respect that. I hear that, especially with the strikeout, with the way that he would strike guys out in the. Okay, all right, you got me.
He
You
beat
got
the
me.
shit out of
You got
Robin
me.
Ventura.
Yeah, that Robin Ventura beatdown is why he's the best of all time. You're absolutely right.
You
You're
add
absolutely
that
right.
into it.
But Clemens is in there. Clemens is in that conversation of best of all time, and I don't give a fuck that he
and
took
it's
steroids.
the same. It's
I don't care.
It's an argument that it's just an argument.
Yeah, but
I just can't see you leaving these guys out, and it's their last. It's Bonds' last time. Is it
yeah, I
Clemens'
think
last
so.
time?
I think it's Bonds' last time. It's fucking It's
I know it's Bonds'
unbelievable.
last
It's
time.
unbelievable. It honestly tarnishes the whole thing. It makes it a joke to me. It's like,
But-
oh well, then this isn't real because he's obviously in the Hall of Fame.
Well, and then my thing was not just as there 10,000 AAA, single A guys juicing as well, but there's everybody else in MLB was fucking doing the same thing, including the pitchers.
They all were.
Or at least
They all
90%
were.
of them were.
They all were.
And he was the best of that era. They were the best of that
pitchers,
time. Right.
With the juice up pitchers, he would smack the fuck. You know again, he's played in San Francisco for a long time, so it's obvious why he would have this record. But like to hit it in the water, like the where
Cubby Cove.
Cubby Cove. Like I think all time it's only been done like it's an outrageous ratio. It's like it's been done 200 times. He's like 180 of it. Or like it's like the amount that's been hit in Cubby Cove is not that big, and he is the majority of
He's
it.
got 80%
Now I get
of them.
it. He was, that's the way he would hit home runs, and he's been in San Francisco his whole career, but still, I mean, Barry Bonds he was the best hitter of all time.
Yeah.
He was so terrifying.
Yeah.
You could have bases loaded, and he comes up,
And you'd consider walking him,
No,
yeah.
you definitely are. Do we want 4 runs, or do we want to just let 1 run score? Because I maybe can get the next guy out, but this guy is ready to hit a home run. It also was in big moments too. Like, didn't he win? Did they win a World Series?
I think so.
I think so.
They beat the Angels that
Right,
year.
yeah. They won.
They beat the
won.
Angels.
And I mean, it seemed like in big situations was where he hit home runs the best. It was like, oh, game's on the line. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Barry Bonds is going to get this done. So Barry Bonds to me, I can't wait to watch the E60. The other thing that this is all ESPN Plus stuff. I've just been watching sports shit. UFC 270.
Oh, did you watch it?
I didn't. Yeah, I bought it, Dana. I bought it. Yeah,
I haven't watched. I watched the prelims.
I bought it. Yeah, for sure, Dana. Don't hate me, Dana.
Brought to you by-
No, but I mean, brought to you by ESPN Plus. No, but like the rest of the card was garbage. It was. I don't even care about the Brandon Moreno and Davison Figueiredo fought for the little man title. I don't give a fuck. I didn't watch that fight, but I did sit through 25 minutes of boring ass Francis Ngannou and Cyril Gane. It was terrible. It was like some of those Francis Ngannou fights that he had with Derek Lewis and other guys, where they both know they can knock each other out. So these heavyweights just kind of dance around each other and grapple and push each other up against the fence. And it was like, this is so boring. Dana didn't even put the belt on him at the end because that this is the first time that UFC has allowed someone to fight for the belt, or a champion fight for the belt, and not have a contract to go on to their next fight. Because they usually like to know, okay, if you win, we need you set up for the future.
Right.
But they told his manager they were going to sue him.
Gon was the interim champion, wasn't he?
Oh, Cyril Gane.
That's what I'm saying.
Ghana, yeah.
No, Cyril Gane.
Cyril Gane.
Because
Whatever the fuck that means, the interim, whatever the fuck that means. Just because they were so mad at Francis
Right.
Ngannou,
That's what I'm saying.
they gave this interim fucking belt out, and then he beat him.
away.
It was pretty boring. He did show that he can wrestle really well, which is fucking terrifying. Like the fact that pretty much the only way Stipe beat him before was that he just out wrestled him. He just took him down and just kind of controlled the fight and just didn't strike with him. But now that this fucking Ninja Turtle knows how to wrestle, it's like, oh my God, this guy is the scariest guy in the world. He's talking about how he wants to go to boxing. I think it's a really bad idea. I don't think he gets the same. I don't think it translates over the same way. And he sees it because he's talking about fighting like Tyson Fury. Do you know what Tyson Fury will do to you? Do you know what he'll do to you?
Pick you apart.
He'll pick you apart. Mm-hmm. It'll look just like Floyd Mayweather versus Conor. And listen, I was riding for Conor. I was like, yeah. I was like, go Tyron Woodley. You're going to knock out Jake Paul. There seems to be a gap between if what you do is boxing and what you do is MMA. There seems to be, when you get into the boxing ring and you do boxing, you're not as crisp. You don't know the sweet science the same way that these boxers
that's all
do.
They do. That's all they know.
Now, some of these guys, Stipe, what's his name? Anderson Silva, Michael Bisping, they were boxers to start.
Right.
That's what they did to get into MMA. And they had to learn the other stuff. Nate Diaz was a boxer to start. You can kind of see it in a lot of these guys that I'm naming. You can see it in their fighting style. Though Anderson Silva that just knocked Tito Ortiz clean the fuck out in a boxing match, that's what he did. He was a boxer that in Brazil learned jiu-jitsu and everything else and was like, you know what? I'll be one of the best of all time. But Jake Paul, don't fight Anderson Silva. I'm telling you, he knows what he's doing. He has played the sweet science. He gets it. So, but yeah, very interesting. Francis Ngannou probably going to leave after winning the championship. It was a very rare occurrence, and Dana White don't give a fuck, man. It's kind of cool. It's kind of awesome. I kind of love it. He don't give a shit.
Dude, have you ever watching it? This is what he's doing if you ever watch the fights. And you see Dana White ringside, he's doing this.
Yeah. And then he'll occasionally look up and go, somebody knock somebody out? That's all I need.
What happened?
Yeah. Yeah.
Every time.
And if you want to go, if you want to leave, Dana White's like, there's the door. It's right there.
He just because he doesn't have to. He's got a monopoly.
Yeah. And he knows that forever now, for the rest of time, if you are a good fighter, if you're Sugar Sean O'Malley or you're one of these good young fighters, you want to go to the UFC.
You have to.
It's the NFL.
Where else? Yeah, where are you going to go?
Bellator, one championship. It's not gonna matter. You're not gonna get the exposure. You're not gonna be famous.
All these other leagues are They try.
Yeah, they want to be the UFC. Yeah. Yeah, so very interesting. Francis Ngannou is probably going to dip, and
he owns that shit. Like, just he owns it.
Yeah, he don't give a fuck.
Did you watch the one big difference is that in the NFL there's 32 of these motherfuckers. Yeah. In the UFC, I'm sure he's got partners. I know that. I don't think he
does.
Bought it
and
himself,
actually, he's not even like he started off being just the Fertitta brothers that were like, we want you to be the face of this because we don't want to do like the.
But he did buy it from
No, he did.
them.
Yeah, he did.
Or some. But
he's like 50 something. Like, he's the majority.
I know that
owner.
at one point he went in.
Yeah.
Put his balls on the table.
Yeah. No, he's very much a part of UFC and the money, and he's very much an owner. But hey, did you watch Ozark? Are you
No, don't say nothing. I'm about
No. I'm so glad that you don't know anything and I don't know anything.
Okay, I know that season 4 came out, and I haven't watched.
We watched season 3 again.
Okay, yeah,
because I was like, I could watch a recap and that's good and everything, but like I need to because like we watched 3 seasons in the quarantine within, I would say, like a day and a half.
That's what I did. Yeah, that's when I watched.
Like we just fucking and like I can't get my wife to stay up for shit. Like we'll be in the climax of a movie, she'll be like, I'm going to bed, and it's like, God, what the fuck? But you need to see this, right? She's like, yeah, pause it. We'll finish this tomorrow. I'm like, no. But in Ozark,
in the middle of an episode,
I'm saying like, is the main character gonna live or die? She'll be like, I'm like, what the fuck?
And then she is one of the people that will like go right to sleep. Like, it's just like, I'm gonna go to sleep
now. now. I'm like, she literally gets up and she's like, I'm going to bed. And it's like,
She's out.
We've been watching an hour of this to get to this point, and now we're
55
here,
minutes.
and you won't fucking let me get here? God damn it. And I'll be honest, there are sometimes where I just watch it and then I have to go back and I have to remember where we
exactly
were
where
and go back so that she can watch it. It's very annoying. But yeah, Ozark, we watched season 3 again, and man, like, dude, that last episode of season 3.
Yeah, so we went back.
Oh my
I went back and
God.
watched the last episode.
I forgot things like Jonah going to her house with the shotgun.
Yeah.
And like confronting her. You know, I forgot about the brother. Like that to me was such a big thing, but like that just happened in the sense of like where we are in the season. He got killed, and like the wife's all fucked up.
She just came back.
Yeah, she just got back, and then they have to make a trip to Mexico. We walk up. How was your trip? Bloom! Brains all over the lady, all over him. Oh my God! Why'd you kill him, or why'd they kill her? I was shocked by that.
I think that he either had to kill them or her.
Yeah,
like it was because they were at war.
Yeah,
like
they were trying to split.
They're both trying to like tell this guy that.
But I can't wait to hear the reason. I can't wait to hear this cartel guy explain this is why
she's trying to play us as the bad guy.
Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait. There's only 7 episodes. I have
and they end it though, right? Like it's supposed to
It says part 1, so I'm assuming that there'll be a part 2, and it probably will. I mean, how does this end with them not dying? How does this end with the whole family not dying? I mean,
this is usually when I stop watching shows when it gets so ridiculous. You know,
well, we're on the cusp of ridiculous. I still say we're in the realism world as of right now, and it's such a cool idea.
Well,
it's such a cool
like
concept.
that's what I'm saying. Like I can put up with a lot, but then once you're like, okay, really, again?
Well,
you did it again. Yeah.
I mean, you got to have a cool ending. Breaking Bad had a really great ending, and Sons of Anarchy had a really great ending. You got to come up with a way to kind of end
Sons
the whole
of Anarchy
thing.
lost me. They just started becoming too like.
Well, the whole thing was kind of. I mean, they were kind of crazy from the beginning.
But it just.
Did you watch the ending though?
No, I stopped.
Oh, dude,
I stopped watching
awesome.
it. I don't think I watched the last 2 seasons or so.
Oh no, the last season is amazing. The way they end Sons of Anarchy is incredible. It's really really good. It's really
They
good.
lost me. I stopped watching The Walking Dead.
No, The Walking Dead lost me too. And I mean, a lot of shows. I named 2 shows that I think have good endings. Other than that, you usually fuck it up. Like the fucking Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones ending was fucking stupid. Even The Office.
Dexter.
I love Dexter. I love The Office, but it should have ended when Steve Carell left The Office. But that's not when you ended it. You ended it fucking 2 seasons later on some bullshit. So the ending is really important, and hopefully Ozark is about to get it right. I would love that they ride off into some sort of witness protection sunset, but I don't know if that's
They
what
outsmart
happens.
the cartel.
I don't know. I don't think so.
It doesn't seem like.
Plus, you got
right.
that cop sniffing around. I mean, there's no good ending to this for Marty Bird. That's
I
what
did
I
watch
think.
that. Don't Look Up.
Yeah. It's good, right?
I watched the whole thing.
Yeah, it's good.
I like that. I like that the comet hit the.
Yeah, it really hit the earth and it killed everybody on the planet.
Nah, we're gonna make money off this bitch.
Yeah. And like I said, I mean, if that was to happen, don't you think that's exactly what would fucking happen?
Probably.
That's probably exactly what would happen.
Ain't no comment.
Yeah, there would be people denying it. We'd be split down. It'd become political real quick. Yeah, but listen, look at that. Clear the board. Yeah, so crazy week in football. Got the championships next week. Cincinnati at Kansas City. Kansas City 7-point favorite. I'm going Cincy. Go to mybookie.com. San Francisco at the Rams. Rams a 3.5-point favorite. I think the Rams get it done, and I think they cover. But yeah, another good week. Another good week of football. Another good week of waiver wire.
We're
Come
almost
back
there.
next week. We'll see you again.
Yeah.
We're almost done with football, and then we're gonna go weird. I don't know. Maybe we'll need to take some mushrooms on air or something so that we can feel it.
That'd be a good episode.
That would. All right. Mushroom episode coming up. Bitches.